Welcome. I'd like to take a few minutes now and go over some of the features of the new Gradebook in Canvas. First, let's take a look at the new menu structure. You'll notice there are three main menus at the top left corner of the Gradebook. A Gradebook menu, which allows you to choose from different views of the Gradebook, and those include the standard view, which you're looking at right now, the individual view, which allows you to see the grades on a student-by-student basis, and there's the Gradebook History view, which allows you to look at the history of grades for a particular student on a student-by-student basis. This view is particularly helpful if you have multiple graders working on the same assignment. The second menu in this column is the View menu. This is where a lot of the changes in this new Gradebook happened, so we're going to skim over that for now, but we'll come back to it in just a few minutes. Finally, there's the Actions menu. You have accessed these features in the old Gradebook by clicking on the gear. This menu contains items having to do with importing and exporting of grades from a CSV. Some of the most noticeable differences of the new Gradebook are in how Canvas arranges and sorts information. I'm going to start with the student name column. You notice this little snowman menu or sideways ellipse. If you click on that, you have a few new ways to look at the student names. You can sort A to Z or Z to A. That's been hidden under this menu so that you don't accidentally click on the student name and sort without meaning to. You can also display first to last and last first. You can add or take away secondary information, and that's going to show up under the student name. So let's say I deselect the net ID, and that'll go away in your list. Finally, I can show inactive enrollments or concluded enrollments, students who have left your class or who haven't participated in your class for a while. They've been made inactive in the system by the registrar. Let's take a look at the assignments. This also has its own list of menu items. Many of them are the same as what you've seen before, but you have a couple of extra things here. You can sort grades low to high or high to low. Also, you could sort by missing or late, so that's a nice added feature. In addition, you can unmute the assignment as you always could. You can enter grades as points or percentages, which is another new feature. You might notice that there is no place to go to SpeedGrader here. Several people have noted that is something that they would like Canvas to fix because they'd like to be able to get to SpeedGrader this way, but that's in an upcoming roadmap. They added a download submission selection here, so you can download all of your submissions for a certain assignment in this one place. Now let's go back to that View menu I mentioned earlier. We'll start by looking at the Arrange By menu. We have a lot of different ways that we can arrange assignments using this menu. By name, like before, A to Z, Z to A. By due date, oldest to newest, or newest to oldest. By points, lowest to highest, or highest to lowest. Or by modules, if that's how you organize your class. You have a set of filters, which increases that functionality. So for instance, if you want to look at only the grades in certain assignment groups, you can select that filter and then choose, I want to see only the essays, for example. You can also go back to the View menu and filter out by modules. Let's say I only want to see essays in Module 1. It reduces that down even further. These filters are additive. You can use them together to create the kind of granularity that you want to when you're looking at your grades. To remove them, you just go back and select them again. Next, under the View menu, you have statuses. The statuses allow you to color code late assignments, missing assignments, resubmitted, dropped, or excused assignments. The nice thing here that's been added is you have the ability to customize how you want those to be coded. Note, this is one of the features that are not backwardly compatible with the old Gradebook, so should you make a change here, you can't go back to that old Gradebook. Notice that you have the ability here to reveal or hide columns. One of my personal favorite new features is the ability to show unpublished assignments in the gradebook. It has a label that clearly indicates that they're unpublished. It's a great way to make sure that you're clear about what assignments you've already created and what's coming up in your gradebook. Let's take a look at a few other notable features. One feature that many people are excited about is the ability to add late policies to the gradebook. You can automatically apply certain grades or deductions for missing assignments, late assignments, that kind of thing. A few other miscellaneous features to note. You can drag and drop columns. For instance, if I want my totals to be up next to the student name, I can just drag and drop that over and it shows up right there. In addition, there is a nice crosshairs feature. Let's say I want to enter something in my gradebook. I can select this cell in the gradebook and notice now how it highlights the cell in addition to providing me nice guidelines for the columns and the rows. The other thing you can access here is the student tray, which gives you information and access to SpeedGrader for that assignment for that student. It gives you specific information such as if you put comments on it already, and you can mark it there once it's been published. The new gradebook has what Canvas calls view persistence. So once you set up your gradebook the way you want, you can log out, and when you come back in again, it looks the way it did when you logged out. For more information or questions on the new gradebook, reach out to the Learning Design and Technologies group at learning.design.tech@dartmouth.edu.